Well, hello everybody. News Now California doing a First Amendment audit at the Palm Springs Police Department and Palm Springs Canine Training Center. Today's the day before New Year's and it is a really nice day today. Boy, the weather's great. Let me just show up here the Police Training Center parking area. It is actually it is open. There is no secure gate to go in here. Okay, so as you can see, it's open, but it is restricted to the county employees of the Palm Springs Police Department. So I'm out here doing the First Amendment audit. I'm going to see if they respect my right to film in public. You see, those are the San Jacinto Mountains in the background. You see them up there? That's very nice. At the top, you can take the Palm Springs tram ride that will go to the top of that mountain. And you can spend the day and hike. And the temperature change can be about, a 30 to 40 degree change. Okay, so here's their building for the training center. It's a nice looking building. Very nice architecture. Alrighty, so the training center is a separate building. And the police department is maybe about 300 feet down here. So you got a little more professional office park here. The address is, I believe, 200 Civic Drive in Palm Springs. 200 Civic Drive, and it is quiet. It is very quiet here. All right, there you go. Flags flying full mast. So this is a very nice building, boy. So here's the front entrance, and as you can see right over here, they have a memorial, which is very different. It's the Palm Springs Police Officers Association Memorial Plaza. And if you look at what this is, it's a sculpture of two police officers. One looks like he's got his hand on the other officer's heart. His gun is down on the ground. And this one's on the radio calling. So this is a memorial to the fallen officers. These are all from 2016 right here. Okay, so this memorial, Help is on the Way, dedicated on May 16th, 1998. To those law enforcement officers that made the ultimate sacrifice. Okay, and then they've got some people that were killed in the line of duty in 1962, 1961, and I guess it goes all the way around. Nope, it doesn't. It just goes, it's blank on this wall. Let's see if it goes around here and blank on this side. So those are the only ones listed there. And it looks like I'll get you a better shot here from the side of it. It looks like somebody put some flowers here. So also around the perimeter of this are bricks. And they have, these are people, I believe, that have donated to build this, and also in memory of. So let me get down here and see if that you can see that better. There are the bricks. Sorry about that. So you can see how they have some names in here. Okay. So this goes around the whole perimeter of people. Here's one from the 1930s General Store Museum. Huh, very different. All right, so here's some plaques for advertising. Gregory Peterson, attorney at law. No. Legal counsel. So these are probably people that have donated. And here we have Mr. and Mrs. Bob Hope. So Bob Hope and his wife contributed to this station. They have a plaque in their name. We have one here from the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians. So there's another one. And then, of course, the people with the money of the Bank of America. One thing I wanted to mention out here is that much of the land out here is owned by Indian tribal tribes, and if you buy a property, condominiums out here, many when you buy them, you not only have to pay your homeowners association dues, but you also have a land lease, because you do not own the land. You lease the land from the tribe, which can really add up. I have a friend who has a place down here, and his HOAs are $300 a month for the maintenance and upkeep of the development, but his land lease to the Indians is $450. So when you add the two together, you're into it for $750 before you're even paying the net on your mortgage. So it can get expensive, people. It can. So my advice is, if you buy anything, own the land. Don't get into a lease unless you have money to burn and you don't care. But I'm not that type of person. Okay, so this building here is the main entrance is right here, and then the jail. Here is the jail. Let me come down here. So the jail is closed. Wonder why it's closed. That's interesting. Jail is closed, and they asked for, let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see the sign. Correct change only. Interesting. Okay. So let's see what this deal is. At this side. Any person who knowingly has in his or her possession in any state prison, prison road camp, prison forestry camp, or other prison camp or prison farm, or any place where prisoners of the state are located under the custody of prison officials, officers, employees, or in the county, city, and county or city jail road camp, farm, or any place of institution, or where prisoners or inmates are being held under the custody of the sheriff, chief of police, peace officer, probation officer, employees, or within the grounds belonging to any jail, road camp, farm, place of institution, any controlled substances, possession of which is prohibited by Division 1.0, commencing Section 11,000 of Health and Safety Code. Okay, well, I'm not even going to finish reading it because I got a headache. Jeez, is that lengthy. Basically what they're telling you, you're going to get in trouble if you come in with any type of controlled substance. So that's good. I don't have anything on me. And the jail's closed, so I don't have to worry. Okay. Alrighty, so enough of that malarkey. Okay, here. They're probably watching me. I didn't even see that. Peekaboo. Alright, that's different. Well, that's not different, it's normal. Alright, so I'm going to even see if they're open. See now. Let's see. Oh, I think they must be open. Okay, so the building was completed in 1985. And then here's the press button for assistance. And these are, oh wow, so October 8th last year, two police officers, female and a male, were killed. I don't think I am aware of that from the news. Okay. So they are closed.
How you doing?
Good.
Help you?
Not really. I'm just doing a news story on what public officials do on public time, and I was just reading this. I didn't even hear about that. What was that story? That's terrible.
The biggest story in the valley.
Yeah, I'm not.
Happened in October 2016.
16.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
No, I don't have ID.
Why don't you have ID on you?
Well, do I need ID when I'm
You're
walking?
required in the state of California to have ID on you, yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm in a public area.
Take a seat for me, sir.
I'm in a public area.
Take a seat for me, please.
For what? Are you detaining me?
You are detained right now, yes.
Under what crime have I committed?
Trespassing. I'm investigating trespass right now. Sit down.
This is a public area. You can't trespass me.
I'm asking you for ID, and you have to provide me with ID.
No, sir. Get a supervisor.
He's en route.
Good.
Do you have your, what's your name?
No.
Do you have your, what's your name?
No.
Do you have your, what's your name?
No.
Okay.
What are you detaining me for? Trespassing in a public area? Filming the front of a door?
Mm-hmm.
For what? Trespass? That makes no sense. That's not a crime.
Okay. All right, my supervisor's on his way.
Okay, that's fine. You suspect me of a crime that I've committed?
We don't know. We
Well,
got
then
a
you
call.
can't-
We got a call from a suspicious person in the area, so we're
Suspicious?
investigating that.
What's suspicious?
Filming our building.
That's suspicious?
Yes, it is.
Is that a misdemeanor or a felony?
No, it's just suspicious. That's all.
Okay, well, you can't detain me for being suspicious. Okay, you have to articulate a crime I've committed, about to commit, or I am going to commit.
I just have to have reasonable suspicion.
Not to detain me.
I don't have to have probable cause.
Not to detain me, sir.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, you're making an illegal detainment. I'm telling you that right now.
Get your hands out of your pocket for me.
Here we go.
Why are you shaking so bad?
Well, I'm holding this camera. You know, and you have your hand on your gun, so that makes me nervous.
I'm just standing here.
No, you got your hand on your gun.
This is where we rest our hands.
Yeah, well, this is where I'm resting my hands.
Okay.
I'm in a public area, open to the public. Hi, officer.
How you doing?
Good, good.
He didn't like to ask him for ID. He just wanted to provide me with any ID.
Okay. What's going on?
Well, I told your officer, he came up to me very aggressive and hostile, asked me what I'm doing. I told him I'm doing a news story on what public officials do on public time, and he immediately wants my ID. And I said, for what? He says, well, you're suspicious. I said, what am I suspicious? I'm doing a news story. I'm in a public area that's open to the public. I said, unless you're going to articulate what crime I've committed or about to commit, or I am committing right now, I'm not going to ID you.
Right.
You know, I'm not breaking any law.
I hear you.
Yeah, well, you hear me, but he doesn't. You can train this individual because he's the kind of guy that's bad and is bad for good cops, okay? I can tell you right now. You came on very aggressive. You have your hand on your gun. I explained what I'm doing. I told you, articulate what crime I've committed. Well, you're suspicious. Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? It's neither. You cannot detain me for what I am doing right here in a public place. And if you do, I will sue you because you are violating my civil right to film in public. He said he was. No. Are you?
just asked you for your ID.
No. I have it on film. Are you detaining me?
I was.
No. Oh, you were. Are you now?
Yes, you're detained right now.
He just says I wasn't.
You're not going along with my investigation right now.
You just said I wasn't.
I don't know what he saw that I did not see, but if he's detaining you, then he's detaining you for something.
So what we have are two different opinions. You just said he's not. He says he is.
Like I said, I just arrived here.
How can you detain me when you can't articulate what crime I've committed?
I have reasonable suspicion.
That's not a
that
detainment.
crime is afoot.
Afoot. That's not how it works.
That is how it works.
No,
All
it
I need is
wasn't.
reasonable
You're a
suspicion.
tyrant. That's what you are.
Okay.
You're just a tyrant, officer. What's your name and badge number?
You see right there.
Is that what you tell the judge? You can see it right there. I have a vision impairment. What's your name and badge
My
number?
name's Officer Burton.
Thank you. What's your badge number?
15918.
And what does 22 stand for?
That's my badge number.
Well, what's 1558?
My ID number.
Well, I asked you your name and badge number, so you give me a totally different number. You've given me two numbers.
I gave you two numbers, yes.
Yeah, but you didn't give me the first one. You're just a tyrant,
All right,
man.
Sir, I'm obviously, if you're here to do some documentation.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, you can, if this is our thing, okay? We're not here to cause any problems. The thing is, we got, okay.
He is, sir.
Okay, well, let me just finish, okay?
Are you his supervisor?
No, I'm not.
Okay, let's
My
wait for his
supervisor's right
super. Let's wait for his
If you
supervisor.
want to talk to him, that's.
I'll talk to
go on.
him.
Okay. More than welcome.
Hi, officer.
Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Well, I didn't ask for help, but your colleague here, I'm out here filming the building for a news story. What's your name and badge number?
I'm Sergeant Torres.
Nice to meet you,
to meet
Sergeant
you,
Torres. What's your badge number?
Normally it's 44, but
Okay,
there's no badge
I'll
number.
accept that. So, Officer Torres, I'm out here doing
I'm Sergeant Torres, by the way.
Sergeant,
Okay.
excuse me. I'm out here doing a news story on what public officials do on public time.
Okay.
I'm here filming this building. This individual comes up to me, highly aggressive, and immediately wants me to ID myself, which I don't have to ID myself, and I'm in a public area
Okay.
that I'm freely able to film a public building. This is open to the public. I know my
No,
rights.
and I understand that.
Okay. He is making an illegal detainment. He would not let me leave. He's telling me I'm detained. I said, what am I detained for? He says, you're suspicious. Suspicious isn't a felony or a misdemeanor.
Suspicions can lead to reasonable
This is a legally
suspicion, so.
protected activity. You can't make
Sir,
suspicion.
I'm not saying that you're doing anything
He
illegal.
is.
Okay, listen, what you gotta understand, sir, is that we're looking out for the safety and security of our police department.
I understand
Let me
that. You're
finish.
willing to,
Let
and
me
I
finish.
understand that. I'm glad you're, hey,
Okay.
you can come up to me. I have no
So
problem
then-
you
so then
guys doing
why
that.
are you agitated?
Because he's highly aggressive and he's detaining me and he won't let me go. That's why I'm standing up for my rights. I'm anti-bad cop, okay? This guy's a bad cop.
He's not a bad cop.
He is.
He's not a bad
He
cop.
cannot
What
detain
you-
me.
Sir, what you need to understand.
I
is
understand
that we're
everything. You
concerned
can
about the
question
safety
me
of the
what I'm
station.
doing. And I told you what I'm doing, and that's the end of it. You don't need to ID me when I told you what I'm doing, okay? That's the bottom line, okay? He told me I'm not detained. He says, oh, you're detained. It's like frickin' frack.
Okay, well,
Am I detained right now?
It's a misunderstanding.
No,
You're
it's
not
no
detained right
misunderstanding.
now.
He's
I'm
a tyrant.
explaining to you. Stop yelling. I'm right here in front of you. I'm being professional as I can with you, sir.
Tell him to be professional.
He's being quiet. You're the only
Yeah,
one
good.
that's
Be
acting
quiet.
irate.
Be quiet.
Sir, do you understand how childish you're acting right
That's
now?
good. You understand how this guy comes off?
Sir, he's being quiet right now.
Yeah, because
Maybe it's
you're
a
here.
misunderstanding.
No, it's no misunderstanding. If you were here, you would have told
What is it that you want to hear, sir?
I want to hear him say you're not detained and you're free to do what I want to do
I
and
just
film.
explained to you that you're not detained.
Okay, good. I'm going to continue filming.
Okay, and we're going to continue to hang out. That's
Good.
just the way it is.
That's fine. It's, you know what, officer? It's bad cops like you.
He's not a bad cop, sir.
It's my opinion he is.
He's not a bad cop.
Well, I'm telling you he is.
He's not a bad cop for checking on the security of the police department.
What is it you don't understand? I told you you're entitled to check on the security of the police department.
Yeah.
I explained what I was doing, and that's the end of it. After I explained what I'm doing, he wanted ID, and he wants to detain me. That is not a good cop. Unless you can articulate what crime I have committed,
Sir.
you cannot detain me.
Sir.
What?
Sir. If you got as argumentative as you did, then I'd be like, why is he acting like that if I'm just...
Oh yeah, it's me.
Like this.
It's nothing on him.
Sir,
That he
you're,
made
you're
an...
shaking. You can't even hold the camera stable.
I can hold the camera stable. I'm
Sir,
talking.
I'm looking at your microphone. Your camera's shaking. Like,
It's a
like
look,
we're being aggressive
look,
toward
look,
you or anything.
Look, dude, how
I'm-
this is. It's a
I'm
cheap.
looking at your
It's a
arm, sir.
cheap. It's a cheap. You can make up whatever you
I'm
want.
not making up anything. What I'm saying is no one's coming at you in an aggressive manner, and
You
you're the
weren't
one that's
here.
acting the
You
way
weren't
you are.
here. You weren't
Okay,
here.
I am here now, sir, so there's no reason to be agitated.
I'm agitated that this guy's a bad cop, and
Okay,
bad cops
sir.
are getting the good cops
Sir,
killed.
No, I'm sorry. We didn't randomly show up here for no reason. We're here because, hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, officers get ambushed at police stations.
I understand that.
Officers get ambushed driving around.
I understand
Officers
that.
get ambushed making
I
traffic
understand
stops.
all that.
Okay, sir, so you need to understand that, and then just be aware that when we come here, it's for a reason. It's not here to
I
just
told
pick
you.
on for some reason.
I understand. You're not
Okay,
picking on me.
Okay, then just understand that, and there's no reason to act irate or keep antagonizing him.
Okay,
It's
are
done.
you done now, Sergeant Torres?
I'm done.
Okay, so what I've explained, and I'm going to explain it again. I explained what I am doing here, which is a fully legal protected activity. I explained I'm doing a news story on what public officials do at public time, right? And that wasn't good enough for this Officer Burton. He immediately says he wants ID after I explain to him what I'm doing. He has no right to ID me when,
He can ask you for it.
but I don't have to show it.
Okay, but he can ask you for it.
Sure he can.
Okay.
But then he wouldn't let me go. He's detaining me. And unless he can articulate what crime, you cannot detain me for suspicious activity.
And I'm telling you right now that maybe it was a misunderstanding.
What was a
because of the
misunderstanding?
security of the
Let's ask,
department.
right, let's ask Officer Burton, what was a misunderstanding for you to detain me without articulating what crime I've committed?
I felt it was suspicious the way you're acting, the way you're shaking. You're filming the police building.
You detain me because the way I'm acting and shaking. After I explain what I'm doing, that's your answer?
Yes, I had
that makes
reasonable
that
suspicion
makes no
To
sense.
believe
It
criminal
makes
activity
no
was
sense
afoot.
to you, sir, but
Right.
like I explained to you, we've had
You got-
problems,
okay,
we've had
you know
problems
what?
at police departments where
Right.
people just show up and cause problems. So that's why we're here. Why are we still doing this? I've already explained that to you. I don't understand.
Because
why we're
it's
still
not
doing
it's not
this.
going through your head that you
No,
can't.
it's not going through your head because I understand what you're talking about.
But you're not
you don't
admitting that
understand.
you're saying then that when he says that I'm detained and I have to ID, that's perfectly legal.
He didn't say you had to ID. He asked
He
you
did.
for your ID.
Yeah, I said I'm not giving it. And then he asked me 2 other times. I want your ID. It's all on tape.
Okay.
I think
So
that's
why
fair.
are you saying he didn't ask? Why are you saying that? You weren't even here.
Okay, I'm explaining to you what's
Yeah, you're
going
just
on.
supporting this guy
I'm
that's
not
a
supporting
tyrant.
this guy. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
call-
are.
Sir, I wouldn't
This
call
guy
him a
is
bad cop for doing
professional.
his job.
This guy is professional. This guy should be training this guy.
Okay, what I am saying is I wouldn't call him a bad cop for doing the job.
Well, you wouldn't.
Because there's bad cops that steal money, excessive force. Well, those are bad cops. But for him trying to do his job, it's not being a bad cop.
but
sir.
a bad cop to detain somebody illegally is not a bad cop?
It's not illegally, sir. I mean,
Sure it
look,
is.
Look at the way you're acting, sir.
Oh,
You're
yeah, it's
trying
all
to
on me.
antagonize us.
I'm trying to antagonize you?
Yes.
I'm standing up for my rights.
Yeah. Sir, we're talking to you normally. I understand that you're standing up. You have every right to stand up for your rights. No one's saying you can't.
Oh, dude, you guys are a joke, man. And then I'm filming here, and then I see in the mirror him. Come on, man.
What's the ta-ta-ta? I don't understand what you're
He's
saying.
whispering to you about what I'm doing. Why don't you say what I'm doing to my face?
I can talk to my sergeant.
He can
Sure you
talk to
can.
me in any form
Oh,
of
you guys
fashion,
are going to
sir.
be big YouTube
Just the way you
stars.
have your rights, we have our rights too.
Yeah, but you don't have a right to illegally detain me. He would not let me leave.
Is there anything else we can help you out with, sir?
I don't need any of your help.
Okay. Hey, you guys can take off. I can hang on here.
All right.
I'm not. I'm a big boy. I know my limitations. I know the law better than this guy.
Okay, he's got personal items in the car, so don't film inside the car, please.
I'm not. I can film right here. I'm on the sidewalk.
You absolutely can.
Yeah. You just bark orders, man. That's all you do. Support each other. He's wrong what he did. So, before I leave, Sergeant Torres,
Yes, sir.
I want you to explain to me, when I explain to him what I'm doing, which is a legally protected activity, this is open to the public.
Yes, I understand
I'm not
that.
going into any secure areas.
I haven't denied any of that to you.
Right.
I totally agree with you on that.
So when I explained that to him, he immediately told me to sit down and give him my ID. How is that legal?
Well, I can't say that it's illegal or legal. It
You
just
can't?
Sir, let me finish. Stop doing that, please.
Doing
okay?
what?
You're asking me questions. Let me finish my response.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, usually when we talk to people, we're trying to feel them out and see what they're doing. It's kind of their attitude that dictates where we're going with it, whether they're being cooperative or they're, being uncooperative for some reason.
Right.
Okay, so when we see someone filming our station, we perfectly understand that it could be a news crew. I mean, I've never seen you working for a news crew or anything like that, so I don't know who you work with. But is it possible that you're doing a documentary for something? Of course. However, we do have things at the police department that we need to be secure about, because as I explained to you earlier, there are officers that get ambushed coming in the gates. We had 2 officers killed just doing their job last year. There's officers that die in traffic stops. Unfortunately, that's the reality that we live in. Police officers get randomly attacked. So when we see someone filming our station, we want to know what's going on and why they're doing it. Now, if our officer asks you for your identification or anything like that, he has every right to ask you for your ID. Now, I already explained to you, you have the right to not give it to him. I completely understand that on you. So I don't know if it was a misunderstanding, maybe a training issue I need to go over with my officer. That's also possible. But to automatically call him a bad cop just because he's looking out for the security of the department, I don't agree with you on that. I don't agree with you, because I hear bad cops, I watch them on the news. I don't support that. I don't support officers that are doing stuff they're not supposed to be. Now, that's a training issue. That's not a bad cop. He's looking out for the security of the department. Like I said, it's not something where we just randomly picked on you for no reason. We have cameras here that are watching you record the police department, so that's why we're here. So no one's trying to pick on you or anything like that.
Okay, are you finished now?
Sure.
Okay, so now let me speak. I let you speak. So when I came up here, I was filming the 2 fallen officers. Prior to that, I was filming the memorial and narrating. I was filming the 2 fallen officers when he came up, and I actually have the narration of what a terrible thing had happened. I wasn't aware of it. And when he came up, and I explained to him what I'm doing, I said, I see this story. This is a terrible thing that happened. What happened? Immediately aggressive with me. Immediately. His attitude with me, Sergeant Torres, was just unprofessional. Unprofessional, being a tyrant. Now, let's back up. I told you, you guys have every right to ask me and to approach me and ask me what I'm doing. It's common sense. But after I explained to him what I'm doing, I explained to him I'm making a news story on what public officials do in public time. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Once I mentioned that to him, he told me to hang on.
It doesn't have to.
Listen.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Listen. You told me not to interrupt you. You're interrupting me, and that's not fair, is it? Is it?
Nope, it's not, sir.
Okay. Thank you for acknowledging that. So let me please finish, and then you can talk again, but just let me finish. You asked me to let you finish, and I was courteous to do that. Please be courteous to me. So I explained to him, what crime do you suspect me of? To ask me to show you ID. He says, you have to always have ID on you. I don't have to always have ID on me. So number one, that's incorrect. Okay? He wouldn't let me leave. I asked him, am I being detained? He says, yes, you are. I said, for what? He says, suspicious activity. I said, that's not a misdemeanor or a felony. You can't make a constitutional protected activity. Let me finish.
You're right. Good.
Let me finish. You can't make a protected legal activity suspicious, okay? You can ask me questions. I don't have to answer. You're entitled to ask me anything you want, but I don't have to answer anything. I didn't even have to answer him, okay? However, I was cordial enough to do it, and it just opened up a bad scene with him. And the reason I'm calling him a bad cop, I'll tell you why. You can differentiate it, Sergeant Torres, and saying, hey, a bad cop, somebody that's taking money and this and that. That's a bad cop because he's a tyrant. He illegally detained me. He violated my civil liberty of doing what I'm doing, which is a legal protected activity, and he basically held me hostage. He would not let me go, and telling me that I have to have ID and I need to show it to him. It's all. You know, come on, man. You're bright enough to go. You're the sergeant. And so when you say it's a training issue, that's what it is. You get him trained, and I'm not going to think he's a bad cop. But for him to violate my civil right of what I'm doing, my civil liberty of filming in public, he's a bad cop. And the whole time, he's not courteous. He wasn't courteous. The other individual that came up, he needs to train him. Because he told me, you're not detained. He says, you're not detained, go ahead. And I said, well, he told me I'm detained. He said, am I detained? Yeah, you're detained. I said, for what? And again, repeating the nonsense. So I don't know, is he a rookie?
No, he's not a rookie, but like I said, it could be a training issue.
It is a training. It's not good. It's
okay,
not good.
Okay,
it's
now
definite.
it's my turn.
No, it isn't. I'm not done.
It's my turn because you've already explained everything. So what I am trying to tell you is this is my corrective action.
Okay, what is it?
It's a training issue.
Uh-huh.
It's something that I need to talk to him about. It's one of these things where, and I do want to correct you on something, is you weren't committing anything illegal. However, there's things, and I'm not saying this raised to that occasion, but there's things that raise up to reasonable suspicion where we can detain somebody, even though they haven't committed a crime. It's just based on something that they may be doing that causes us to believe, okay, it's something more than someone just filming the station. So like I said, it's not something that you did, but I'm just saying there are different levels that kind of take us to where, yes, you do need to show us your ID. In this case, that didn't happen.
So why did he do it?
I don't know. I can't answer for him, sir.
Right, but all you're telling me the whole time is there's a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no misunderstanding.
There's a misunderstanding because maybe he thought that it was illegal for you to film the station.
He doesn't know that as a police officer?
Let me finish.
He swore an oath to the Constitution.
Look at the way you're acting. Let's take the context of our conversation.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Okay.
I'm not going to be bullied, so I'm going to elevate it.
Okay.
I'm talking cordial.
No, you're talking cordial with me.
But my voice goes up.
I can see how it can be a back and forth between you two.
Look, I was very cordial to the other officer. I'm cordial to you. But a guy like that, he can go kick rocks, man.
Okay,
He can kick
I know,
rocks.
but you got to look at it from this point of view too.
What point of view?
Exactly what you just said right now is there's attitudes involved. Maybe you got an attitude with him, so he gave it back to you, and then it was just unproductive at that point.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's going to be about 20,000 people seeing this video in about 2 days, and you can probably load it up yourself and see about the attitude. And then you're going to go, you know what? The guy filming was right.
I already told you that you're right if that's what happened.
No, that's what happened.
I didn't say that you were wrong, sir.
So what's your course of action? You're going to go back and you're going to talk to him and you're going to train him?
Yes.
Okay.
Not just him, other officers. I'm going to explain to them the situation and hopefully ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
But to call him a bad cop
He is
for
a bad
a
cop.
misunderstanding, I don't
It's not a
agree with you on that.
misunderstanding.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree, but I
Sure.
don't agree with you on that.
Okay,
so.
that's fine. All right. So, well, like I said, you know, I'll probably come back here and see if it happens again with him. So the sooner you tell this guy to get his act together and what I'm doing is perfectly legal and he can't detain me and can't hold me against my will. You know, that's basically like kidnapping, man. It's like, come on, officer.
Okay.
Sergeant
So
Torres.
I'm just curious. So you have nothing better to do than to come over here and test the waters out again?
I have nothing better to do?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you just told me. So that's why I'm curious.
What did I say? I have nothing better to do?
That you're going to come back out here and see if this officer tests you again. I hope it doesn't happen where you have
well,
this
nothing
similar
better to
contact,
do. No,
so.
that has a lot to do with something better to do. So when you say I've got nothing better to do, how would I know that he's going to fulfill what you told him if I don't come out and see if he's going to do it correctly? So when you say I've got nothing better to do, that's not really a fair statement, is it?
Oh, but then look at it from your side. Oh, I don't believe the sergeant, so I'm going to go over there and test the sergeant out.
No. You're missing it. You're missing it. I'm not testing you, man.
It goes both ways.
I'm not testing you.
You're not all right,
I'm
and I'm not all right. It goes both ways, sir.
I'm waiting to see if he's going to listen to you. You know?
Okay. Like I said, I agree with you. I didn't say you did anything wrong.
No, well, he
That's
did.
why I'm here.
He did.
Okay, so that's over with. I explained that to him, and I am going to talk to him again in
Okay.
detail about this.
Okay, good.
But I'm not going to sit here and talk to him in detail in front of the camera, sir. It
No,
just
because
doesn't
you
work
don't.
that way.
Right, because you don't want the public to see what a fool he
Sir,
acted
I
like.
just explained in front of the camera with the public. You said you're going to post this.
Right.
That it shouldn't have occurred that way. But
Good.
like I said, you were going back and forth with them too. So
Right.
that's just the way it is.
Well, I'm not going to sit there with my tail between my legs and let him be
I'm
a
not
bully.
saying you have to, sir. I'm not saying you have to.
Well, I got to stand up for what's right, and that's what I tried to do. And I told him immediately when he detained me, Sergeant Torres, I told him immediately, it's illegal what you're doing, get a supervisor. And then he got more pissed at that. So, you know, he's just a bully and a tyrant. At least you handled yourself somewhat professionally. I appreciate it.
Somewhat. I would
You're
say
picking,
more professional. but-
when you came out, you're going, what's wrong with you? You're shaking. I know how you guys work. I do this all the time.
Well, sir,
You're
my concern was really, why are you shaking? No one's being aggressive with you. I mean, I didn't understand. I wasn't there for the first contact.
I got three
but-
cops in front of me, and
Yeah.
I got one with his hand on his gun. Why wouldn't I be nervous?
Okay, but
Huh?
you're not carrying a weapon. But I get that.
And
I get
also,
that. Perception. I get it.
Sergeant Torres, I asked him to ID himself, and he wouldn't ID. It's right here. I got a vision impairment. Is that what you would tell the judge when you go in? It's right here. Come on, he needs some training. So I appreciate you training him, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, that
All
works
right?
for me. All
Okay.
right. I'm just gonna hang out while you're on the property, and you can do whatever you want.
That's
on here.
fine. I'm walking.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Just another tyrant. They're good at all the verbal judo, but not as good as they think they are. All right. Well, that's it for the Palm Springs Police Department. I'm going to hit them up again. Of course, as the sergeant says, "Oh, now you're going to test the sergeant, huh?" It works both ways. Just such nonsense, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, huh? Okay, well, everybody. Stay well, stay safe. News Now, California. See you on the next one. Bye now.